what is up? Welcome back to Friday the 14th podcast, UHD, Underrated Horror Discoveries, IMD 4K, bad guy.
Bad guy. I am the real one. Again, thank you. Yes, another episode of UHD. The D
D,
is silent.
I thought the H was silent.
Maybe.
The D is
Man,
silent.
I'm excited, Nick. How are you?
Oh man, what'd you get me into this time, man?
Ready to, technically, between both shows, you guys are popping your A24 cherry here, right?
Well, I guess you can say that.
We excited. Some A24, some Saint Maud on this wonderful Wednesday.
Saint Maud.
Yeah.
Thought we were gonna get some religious up in here.
No. And I'm glad you said that because, like, viewer discretion is highly advised. Some of the dialogue and stuff that we'll be talking about in this movie, we're definitely not, like, throwing any kind of religion or supernatural stuff on anybody. So we're parental advisory as well, probably. It's a weird movie, but I'm ready to dig into it unless there's something you want to talk about. We're just a few days away from the huge girthiness of the tin man over the top rope podcast.
Battle Royale.
Yeah, the battle royale.
It's gonna be the let's see who the first two who draw the numbers go first.
I like that idea. Every 90 seconds, somebody else joins the stream,
and someone gets eliminated. Yeah, bitch.
Oh, you're not talking. You're eliminated. Throw over the top rope.
Bam. It's a good idea. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, just a few days away from that. I'm excited. Are you excited? The forefathers of this.
It's gonna be at 10 o'clock. It's gonna be at 10, so I don't know.
I got my caffeine pills ready.
Got your caffeine, and then we're gonna do an after party after that.
Oh.
Man. Yeah. Big live stream. The 500 subs. I mean, it's kind of been. I don't know if it's a build up, because we've been promoting it for a good while, I guess.
Oh, it's a build up, man. Just like a volcano.
It's a build up. Yeah. I mean, past, present.
Future?
No, not future. But yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It should be fun. 10 p.m. If you're not able to catch that live stream, then man, you can rewatch it.
Rewatch it.
Rewatch it on your own time.
Rewind.
Yeah, rewind. Listen to it on the road. Listen to it on the restroom. Let's make some pancakes. Watch.
In the car, on a plane, in a train.
In a train. Yeah. Anywhere, everywhere. But I don't know. I guess that's
even though we were just 7 days away, like, from the ABCs of Death last week, it feels like forever since we've, like, did a stream. It feels like the ABCs of Death was like a year ago. It feels like it was a while.
Man, you jumped in the future. Yeah, it was just last week, and I'm still reliving the after effect of that movie. It feels like it still lingers on that some of the short films.
Yeah.
But I mean, what you've been up to? You recently, this week, you did an episode of
yeah. It was it was fun. Talked about what did we talk about? Jeez, Hustle, the new Adam Sandler movie.
Hustle, Loyalty, Respect.
Yeah, it was a little lengthy episode. We went for 2.5 hours, but we had some great special guests. A local director, actress, producer. So, and we are now, we're pushing out some content on this channel, so you guys can now catch us visually every Monday. We're pushing on through.
Pushing on through. That's what I like to hear. All right. This is your movie one. Yeah, I
Saint
don't have. Say
Saint
I don't have
Maud.
none.
We are talking Saint Maud today. So for those of you that did not know, now you know. A
As long as I can imagine like someone like posting on the video like, oh, well, there's almost a mod. I didn't even know. I didn't realize that the thumbnail, the title.
hey, you never know. So we're talking about Saint Maud today. A nurse becomes dangerously obsessed with saving the soul of her dying patient, um, with the ongoing battle of good versus evil. Uh, so Saint Maud had a December 9th, 2020 release. Um, Morford Clark plays Maud. Jennifer L. Ellie plays Amanda. Um, Marcus Hutton here plays Richard. Mrs. Dunn here plays the nurse. I'm not even going to try it. Her name reminds me of cauliflower. Um, Lily Knight plays Joy, who has a pretty big role in the movie. Lily Frazier plays Carol, who also has another big role in the movie. Um, yeah. Unfortunately, I feel like nobody, who just pays attention to maybe just mainstream films only. Nobody's probably ever seen this or heard of this movie because literally filmed and came out smack dab directly in the middle of a pandemic. Um, but you guys can check out Saint Maud on Paramount Plus. You can also rent it on Prime Video. Um, so yeah, I uh, I highly recommend it. This is my second watch. Getting ready for this episode today. What about you, Nick? Have you was this a first timer for you?
This was the first timer for me. I was gonna watch it last night, and I was too damn tired, so I crashed out. I mean, I had an alarm set to like I was going to take like a nap for an hour, but then I was like, yeah, I can't get up. So I mean, I had to wait until today to watch this movie. That's why I kind of had to push back the time. The usual time movie start at 8, but 8:30 to watch
Hey,
this movie.
man, it happens. And I think you did the right thing because this is definitely a movie that you do not want to watch, like being exhausted the entire. So I think you made the right choice. Um, so, uh, cast crew. Did you have an issue with any of the cast members? Like, how did you feel
The
about
main
some of
actor straight up. No,
Bro?
no, not there was they were all pretty good in their parts. I mean, of course, the main focus would be the main lead, the actress, and then the dying patient. Can I say
Yeah, the
those
dying,
two?
the dying Amanda. Um,
And we had the short hair girl came in for the fun times,
the fun times. Carol. Yeah, she was
getting that money.
getting that money, getting a little bit of liquor inside of her, getting a little bit of liquor on the outside of her. Um, and then you had Joy, who I thought was
A joy.
she was a joy, but I felt like she was almost a not a throwaway character, but maybe a underrated character. Well, I mean, I don't want to give too much away because we still have to dig into our rating. Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah. I guess did you give the synopsis? Or you just went straight for the cast and crew, right?
no, no, yeah, I said it.
Oh,
A nurse becoming dangerously obsessed with saving the soul of her dying patient. She becomes obsessed uh, in the form of good versus evil. And there's a lot of different synopses for this movie. Um, I'm big on like trying to read and make sure somebody gets like the pretty much the great just storytelling of this movie. So I didn't want to give too much away in the synopsis. So I think that is nice, short and sweet because this movie is actually just pretty simple, you know.
Simple. Hmm. Ratings one.
Uh-oh.
Ratings. Huh.
If you guys hear a lawnmower, my for some reason my dumbass neighbor thinks it's okay to mow the grass at 9 o'clock at night.
Was he like a flashlight over his head or what? It's just,
Probably do it do it when it's like 110 degrees like everybody else.
he needs to do it. He's just like me. He's like, oh, you had to wait last minute to do something.
Man, I'm kind of nervous here. Um, Butter knife rating for this movie, give or take. I was stuck in between two ratings, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 5.
Ooh.
I'm
You
gonna give it
throwing
a
that
5.
5 out there, huh?
I'm we're just a few days away from the 5-on-5 10-man battle royal. I gotta give it. I gotta give it a 5. And I'll get into it a little bit later.
I was like, imagine if like there was like a special uh guest interference. Say you weren't supposed to be on this stream. Now, bitch. Um, you set the bar too high there, man.
I know.
It's hard. It's kind of hard to fall. Um, I feel like it was clear to me where we're going with this. um, yeah, it might change later on, but right now I'm sitting at the 4 mark.
4. And
Yeah,
if this movie hit 4K UHD, how would that nice little slipcover look?
it would look something like this.
Yes,
Saint Mod.
mesmerizing.
Although I mean, there's a little thing above the actual Blu-ray thing that says your savior is coming, but I had to wipe that out to put our logo on it. So you had to make some cuts there. But I mean, that looks like the black and white looks very nice together. The
I dig it.
silver, yeah. I mean, of course.
Oh, you got the slip. And your does your spine say A24? Yeah, mine doesn't. I got the Studio Canal UK version. My dumbass spent $40 on the UK version because I couldn't wait.
Couldn't wait. It's
Couldn't wait.
bikini. That's
Oof.
good things come to those who waits.
So this is true.
Oh man. We got a 5 and a 4.
5 and a 4. Everybody else kind of thinks this movie is just a little in between. Like I said, it came out right in the middle of a pandemic, and not only was it a foreign film, technically a UK film, worldwide it only made $1 million. So you really had to be on the lookout to see this movie. I don't think the United States did a good job at like making sure this movie was public either, like when it finally did come out. But we shall see. Meeting Maud in the first few minutes, like you kind of get a little bit of everything you really wanted. She's a home care nurse, and she goes to take care of Amanda, who is dying.
Spoiler.
She is dying.
No,
Oh yeah, I mean
she's died.
she hasn't died yet.
Hmm.
But she is dying of. I'm trying to look up the disease that she had. Do you remember the disease she had?
No.
She has cancer, and she has eternal cancer. But it's eating away at her. Did you notice the changing of Maud's eyes from the beginning of the movie until about maybe 25 minutes in? Her eyes go different colors.
Um, I noticed it. I just didn't know when exactly. I mean, I may have noticed it around that time, but I did notice the eyes.
It's I think it's literally like everything goes kind of. First off, I got to applaud how like eerie the film is, how kind of creepy it is. It is a very slow burn like film. So if you're not into like slow burn movies, or you know, it's almost like we talked about a volcano earlier. It's almost, it is like a volcano. Like it just slowly builds and builds,
And then
and then
just
the ending, yeah,
bursts.
the ending just like goes all
It
everywhere.
literally.
And it's one of those things that's like, man, you have to like really have the patience for this movie. And if you have the patience, like I think you're really gonna like it. Um, but like in the first 10 minutes, you meet Amanda, you meet Maud, you figure out the learning of the situation that's going on. Um, and it's almost like, how did you feel like when you this is your first time watching it? Did you kind of feel like who was going to be good and who was going to be evil? Did it? Did you have a like tough time seeing who that might be? Because it kind of flirts with the idea of it could be either one of them.
I mean, it does. When you're watching a movie, it kind of goes that direction. Like when I watched the trailer, I just assumed uh it was a one-sided situation
Yeah,
based off the trailer. Yeah, I remember checking out the trailer and then funny enough, like thing popped up. X was also recommended. So watch this trailer also. Oh, okay. But yeah, to me, it like just going based off that trailer is kind of seeing one-sided. Like I was gonna, you're about to see like a possession going on.
yeah. Um, that's kind of how I thought too. Like, the first time going into it, I was like, oh, this is a maybe possession film, or is she gonna be the one who does like an exorcism on somebody, or is she the demon? Like maybe she's the demon. I don't know. Um, but things kind of like go downhill really, when she starts talking to Amanda after Amanda like gets sick and pukes, and then Amanda's like holding her hand and says, you know, almost she has that conversation about he sees you, like Maud is talking to Amanda about, he sees you, he sees everything negative and everything positive really. And it, it I don't know, like as soon as that happens, Amanda just kind of graces Maud's hand, and then after that is when Maud kind of like starts twitching, and then her face goes all different kinds of ways in the movie. Like actually, the director calls it, every time Maud's face stretches, or like she goes wacko, it's technically called a godgasm. And what it is I guess in the movie that, what did you get from it? Like, did you get that God was inside of her speaking and trying to come out, or did you get that, you know did you feel like she was possessed at first? Because she keeps talking about he's inside of her. Did you think it was maybe like a demon, or did you like, oh, maybe she is, you know the title is saying?
Well, I mean, I'm just basing on like if you're a religious person, I don't think God will actually going through you like that, making you feel a certain way like that. I was like, just I mean, just off the bat, it did. I was like, you know, she may think it's a god, but it was like it's probably more likely being possessed by a demon, like dark entity. I mean, it may feel good, I mean, but I mean that's what evil. Yeah, but I don't. I mean, it, it shows off by the touch. So is that where it all starts out? The
Yeah,
tra
yeah, yeah. The slow, dark tragediness of the story kind of, yeah, the touching of. I mean, spoiler alert: this movie is like 3 years old, so if you want to go check it out, we're gonna we're gonna spoil it right now, but like after Amanda, which is, you know, foreshadowed as a demon, touches Maud, it's kind of like she starts getting darker. Like Maud gets darker and darker and starts questioning her beliefs. Even towards the end, Amanda's like, you wouldn't have came back if you didn't question your belief in him. And that's when you're just like really like there's more meaning to this than just some kind of like possession exorcist kind of movie. Like even the exorcist is like pushing it for some people when it comes to like demons and the devil and religion. Like some people won't even watch the exorcist because it's too dark for them, or they feel like it's just too demonic or too demonic. But like with Saint Maud, I felt like you could almost argue that it felt just the same. um, so what do you think? You've seen The Exorcist, right?
It's been a while, but yeah, I've seen Exorcist and a few other exorcism movies.
Was this one like? What about the slow burn for you? Do you mind slow burn movies, or how was it? I mean, you gave this a 4 so far. So how did you? You must have liked the way it was paced, and it was only like an hour and 20 minutes. It wasn't very long at all.
Yeah, it wasn't very too long. But I mean, as a person who just, I mean, who enjoys film for what it is, like even the art side of it, I can see a casual fan being very impatient of the pacing, like because not a whole lot happens with in the, I would say maybe half hour or even like,
Even longer.
because even like at the hour mark, I was like, oh, is something actually gonna go down?
Yeah,
But it doesn't start. Crazy shit doesn't start happening towards like the end.
yeah. And really, there's really no deaths. There's only really 2 deaths. Um, if you want to call that last one a death, but there's really like no deaths. It
There was
really
a
is.
like tease.
Yeah. Um, and it is kind of just like slow. So yeah, I agree with you. If you're even your average, even I would even say your average film fan, like who does like some kind of like some of the artsy kind of like films. I mean, I still think you have to have patience with this. Um, 'Cause, yeah, it's definitely not going to be for everybody. But I mean, you said the first 30 minutes or 45 minutes. I would even say that first hour. Um, because even in that first hour, really the only thing that happens is Maud has a few of those godgasms where she falls over on the steps. She's doing the dishes and her face kind of goes out of whack. There's that scene where she's like floating in midair and her back is like flipped. That happens in the first hour, but other than that, it really is just the slow dialogue that you have to like kind of pay attention to back and forth between Maud and Amanda. You even see Maud getting frustrated and rude with Carol, the short-haired playground chick. Um, so yeah, that would probably be some of the scenes that kind of like maybe confused me a little bit because Maud was, I don't know if she was just protecting the people around Amanda from getting close to her, because in the movie it sounds like she's trying to protect Amanda, but I think really she's trying to protect the other people because she knows that Amanda is a demon. Or would you say that it's the other way around? Do you think she really doesn't know Amanda's a demon?
Mm. I
That's the only thing that kind of,
mean,
it kind of flirts with. Does she know? Does she not know?
that could be a twist. No, I don't know. Like because I don't know. Because I mean, when I was watching it, like I guess because I mean she comes off as religious, whatever, and then they don't believe in the whole uh same sex thing and all, just what they're doing, the act of it, and just even I don't know,
Yeah,
because it seems like that's what she refers to Amanda as like lost. I believe that's the dialogue.
yeah, lost. You could even go to one of the scenes where you meet Joy in the middle of the road. She finds Maud, and she calls her by her name. Her real name is Katie, and you're kind of like, "Oh, what the hell, Katie? Who's Katie?" And going back and kind of just thinking about it now, like maybe just thinking about some fantasy booking, you're almost like maybe Maud was even on a mission before the movie even started to go to that house to destroy Amanda or the demon that's inside of Amanda. I don't know. That I kind of flirted around with that idea, like, because yeah, she is a caregiver, but why the name change? She had all this stuff in the back of her backpack, if you will, or in the back of her mind, the suit, the you know, or unless the voice was talking to her and telling her that she had to do this. I mean, that's another good thing about this movie. I think is like there's really no definitive answer, really, unless she was. I mean, she was told by the voice, right?
The voice, the voices of voices.
What do you think of that scene?
Was like the actual scene towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
You actually get the voice. I'm like, all right. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's actually just if it's supposed to be like reality or it's just something messing with her head.
Yeah.
Like that she's. I mean, because I don't know if the dialogue is like of her saying that she talks to God, whatever, before the touch, or if that was after.
Um, she says that she see before the touch while she's having the conversation when Amanda's asking her why is she here, or what does she see in I guess in him, Maud is telling Amanda that she sees him, she can feel him inside of her, and then it kind of just leads into the whole Amanda touching of the hand, and that's kind of when things kind of go south. Really.
Hmm.
Um, but it's just you know she really just goes from extreme violence. You have the scenes also where she has the sex with the chubby dude, and she has the
The
uh,
handy with the guy at the bar.
yeah, she has the handy, but she's kind of just it's almost like she's doing as much sin as possible before she can kill the demon and then rightfully so sacrifice herself for a higher power.
Yeah.
um, or do you get the is Maud's mental health just completely traumatic from the events of her past job? Because she was trying to save that one person when she was having sex with that guy. You could see her, thinking about not saving that other person from her past job. Is she just completely mentally messed up to where she knows that Amanda's going to die and she may not be able to save her at all because of how bad the sickness is? So does she just go crazy and go up there and just stab her with the scissors and get it over with so she doesn't have to not be successful at trying to save her or being unsuccessful at trying to save her?
I mean, the whole time she was like, she was really like going to self harm. I think she was straight up mental. You she had the scars like around her stomach. That was I don't know. I don't think they showed that scene. They just like of her doing that. It's just kind of when when she was like half naked, you'd see it, the scars, or like when she like put her hand over the stove, just burn herself and her peeling her skin apart.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff so far going on there. Um,
Um,
I don't know if that was like purely based off possession or that was just like she's really just that ill in mind.
yeah. What did you think of just the I mean, or you even have the birthday party scene where Maud slaps the shit out of Amanda, and then that's kind of the last time you see Amanda until the final battle scene. Really,
Slap. Um, yeah, I would have slapped him. It's like, come on, man. I have to like because she's basically like make joking about like she's my little savior or whatever, and they put that little band over Maud's head, like I don't know, I guess Amish.
yeah.
Kind of felt
And
like
then
just like a joke.
and really, I mean, the sex scene was almost like the chubby guy recognized her from her Katie days,
The
right?
KJs.
Right? And it was almost like almost was it almost like a rape?
Uh, I mean, the second half seems like it plays off that way, but like she was doing it by herself, but of course when she has that vision of her I guess killing her that the ex patient whatever, that's when she backs out.
Yeah, and I mean, uh, it, it, it can kind of go either way. Like you could look at this as like, yeah, she's doing something, for a higher power. Um,
I just thought the transition was pretty weird because the guy's like, oh well, now you owe me a drink. And yeah, she's been buying him a drink. She just goes straight to like, oh well, I'll pay you in a different way. I was like, oh.
yeah, and then us as the audience witness God speaking uh, cryptical or uh, witnesses like we see God speak to her almost as she's like a bug, after she had talked and begged for God to talk to her. Um, Maud kind of seems resolved, and the audience kind of us as the audience would kind of follow her through her pervy, unspoken thoughts. Really, after the handy scene, the sex scene. Um, Man, what about the scene where she puts the nails in her shoes and then just walks around town with that?
It's like yeah, it's real. I mean, you don't see any blood or like her piercing it, but just like the thought of it is like damn. And then just walking around like just trying to sell the like her walk, just stepping. Huh. Like the whole movie, like the whole time you're watching it, just makes you feel bad for her. Like she's like essentially lonely because they're in at the bar. Like when she sees the group of people, the friends laughing, she tries to engage in laughing, and they just kind of just stare at her like, "Oh, okay." Who's this weirdo just laughing along? But I mean,
Yeah, I mean, well, what about the scene with the homeless person
the homeless
where,
person.
yeah, where she gives him change and she says something to him. Um, you know, it almost kind of sounds like she's speaking another, not another language, but just another tone. Um, but her behavior is definitely you know is definitely out there. Um, Maud is then fired from caring for Amanda after the slap. Um, and then, after she talks to God, she goes to Amanda's home and murders her. Really, um, they kind of go back and forth, and then she takes the scissors and she jabs it right over there in the neck. Um, what'd you think of the kill scene? The one really and only kill scene in the
The
movie.
one and only kill. I like the kill scene and everything. It's very gruesome. Just like just getting stabbed multiple times. Um, it was I believe in the chest area, and then she made her way up to like to the neck area.
Yeah,
Just that whole uh, because she's trying to like wipe like I forgot what she was using. Wasn't holy water? I don't know. But I don't think
oh,
it was. But like she's like rubbing against her head. It's like oh, it's like stop it. She rejected like twice.
and she does that throughout the whole movie. Like she'll dip her fingers in holy water, and she'll. If I don't know if you noticed, but she was like rubbing crosses on the walls, like dipping her hands and small stuff like that. I thought was like just creepy. Even though, which I'm not saying there's anything creepy about it, but just like in the movie setting, um, it was just eerie and creepy. The score and the soundtrack I thought was really good at setting the tone of how different this movie is. Um, what did you what did you get of the scene where Amanda, after she dies, Maud, gathers her stuff, her cross, her cloak, or her uniform, or whatever you want to call it,
Bed
and then
sheet.
yeah, and then she goes to the beach and she pours the,
Yeah,
what is that,
I'm not even sure what it was, but that's what she was using for the supposedly holy water.
yeah, and then she just lights herself on fire, and you know she, glory to God, but she says it, and I think like in like biblical tone or something, in a different language. um, Glory to God, and then she just burns. Before that, though, she gets the wings. You see the wings in the movie.
Twice. Yeah.
Yeah, twice. Um, so, and then she lights herself up, and you kind of see a angel slash Jesus like figure on fire, and everybody just like kneels and bows to her. But then like a quick second goes, and you see her just actually on fire, burning to death, and then the movie's over.
It's a strange, unique ending. Like it's one of those like well, what the fuck? Just cut to title card. Say mod. I mean, it leaves you scratching your head. Like leave you with something to think about. But the two scenes, when she kills Amanda, and even that, because I don't know, it just comes off like maybe maybe she's not even talking to God at all. It's just the mental illness. Like just it's all. I think it's. I mean, I don't know how to describe the levitating part of it, but like, I mean, maybe Ma just saw Amanda as like a demon, and she probably wasn't even like demonic like that face.
Yeah,
Like she thought what she was doing was good the whole time. Like oh I'm serving God, whatever. But like we saw, I mean, yeah, we saw Amanda go demonic, but like it could just be like that wasn't really the reality. And of course, towards the end, when she sets herself on fire, she believes that the people kneeled and she had her wings and everything. But at the end, I feel like it just shows you reality. Like she just set herself on fire. None of that happened.
yeah,
So whole everything was just her head just
yep,
fucking with her.
yep. Going all the way back to her previous job, losing that person, being raped, um, her putting all that stuff in her head. I think if they wanted to, they could have. You could have seen her kill Carol, but I think they wanted to save that for the end. Her killing Amanda. I agree with you. I think at the end of the day, it's a really good film. It's showing you, hey, look at the religion here, but at the end of the day, it's all about mental illness and how her background really fucked with her mentally. And this is almost sad to say. I don't mean it to say like this, but it almost shows you that somebody who's really mentally messed up from past experiences, she's almost using a higher power as an excuse to be okay with killing and doing what she did. Insane, and for that much thought behind the movie is why I'm like just at all with like, and I'll give it 5 stars for that. Because you could show it to somebody and literally just focus on the religion part and think about religion, and then in the other hand, you're like, if you just sit there and kind of look at it like me and you just did and break it down, it's really about mental illness. So yeah.
The orgasms though. Not bad.
um, but like I said, yeah, I think this is a real simple story, real simple message. Um, it's a slow burn kind of horror movie. Picks up in the last 30 minutes, 25 minutes. Um, and I think we kind of did this movie justice. That when you said, hey, can we start just a little bit later? I was like, yeah, I think that would be perfect because this isn't one of those movies that needs like a full fledged long breakdown because the movie's only an hour and 20 minutes. I think it's just a real soft spoken, very heavy driven dialogue of a horror film. And not to say I don't enjoy other horror films. I do. I'm looking forward to 13 Ghosts next week. But stuff like this that kind of just gets you like mentally thinking. It's like that to me is just as scary as being stabbed to death by the boogeyman.
Yeah.
So
It's like it's overall just dark. It's like damn.
yeah,
Uh, but I mean, that's some of the thoughts we had on this movie. Is there any, if any, is there any
film facts.
facts?
Of course there is. Um, so the director Rose Glass won the IWC Schaffhausen Film Award for this, which is presented to her by Danny Boyle. Maud's eyes are two different colors, one blue, one green, and one brown. However, the actress, Mrs. Clark, has only blue eyes. Despite being a film revolving around religion, and Christianity, no passage or verse from the Bible is ever recited in this film. Hmm. The director originally wrote MAUD with a more explicit backstory, but removed most of it in the final draft as she found it too similar to Carrie from 1976, saying in early drafts the character's backstory was quite different. She had this very extreme religion upbringing, went to Catholic school and all that stuff, but it just felt like a story that I had seen before, and I wasn't sure if I wanted that in this film. This is among the 100 or the 1,000, 101 movies that you should see before you die. We talked about the scene earlier. Maud punishes herself after her one-night stand and drinking, putting nails into her shoes. She's practicing corporal mortification to atone her sins. Yeah. Interesting. This is really spoiler territory here, but we've already spoiled the whole damn movie for you. When God speaks to Maud, he is voiced actually by Morford Clark. It's her voice. She's just speaking with a pitched down a few levels. So I mean that kind of tells you right there. Like they used her voice for God. Seemingly she's kind of just talking to herself. So
quote unquote God.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's kind of cool. They put that in some film facts. So film facts.
Film facts. Before getting to the next segment, I was just looking at the Blu-ray and just noticing a couple of special features. I don't think there's really that many stuff on this, at least on mine. So there's audio commentary, which that'll probably be interesting to hear out. Then there's another one, a higher calling, the rapture of Saint Maud. Probably more likely just the making of. I haven't dived into any of it.
I don't know if you have the same ones. Like I said, I got the one from the UK that was released in late 2020. You get a virtual Q&A. I don't know if that's on the back of yours.
No, I don't think so.
Constructing the scenes, creating the world, and then an interview with Maud and Amanda.
Maud and Amanda.
So very intriguing, powerful storytelling, creepy, eerie music. So
now, I mean, I feel like the story kind of just ended, so I honestly don't see there being another sequel to this. I wouldn't know how you would make a sequel to it. Maybe prequel.
Prequel would be prequel would be good. I would definitely say, if this was put out by any other film, producing company, UK or A24 in the States, I would be like, oh yeah, if it wasn't put out by them, I could definitely see a prequel happening. But A24 doesn't really mess with like prequels or sequels, except for now the Ty West trilogy. Yeah. But yeah, I would agree with you. Prequel would be cool.
The lead up, the build up.
Yeah.
It's even more twisted dark.
Yeah. Instead of Saint Maud, we'd call it Sinister Katie.
It's all Katie, yeah.
Yeah.
Who was Maud? It's Katie.
Who killed Katie Vick? So. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't even know this one. I'm going to have to type it as you say it.
You're going to type it as I say it?
No. Don't think it, don't type it. Don't think it, don't type it.
Police. Oh man, this
Is,
is.
is that what we're talking about next week? Or in 2 weeks, the Bye Bye Man?
Is that what you want to review? It's underrated, the most lowest. Um, um, I don't know, man. This is underrated.
Yeah.
Underrated. Um,
The anticipation is killing me. Fear.com.
I think we gotta go. I think I gotta go there. Now I don't know where exactly this is streaming on, or I mean,
Nick just set us up for failure.
I did. I'd set you up for. I like one needs to get a copy of Share.com. I mean, I think it's like $10 on Amazon or something, maybe less, but I don't think it's gonna be a snap on. Like it might just be like a regular DVD case. So
Fear.com.
it's because I want to see Deacon Frost.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
The one thing that all the victims have in common is the fear sight.
And scare you.
The fear
Don't you want
site.
to play with me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I want to play with you. Loud music.
Fear.com, the last site you'll ever see.
Playing on the internet too much, right?
oh, playing on the internet way too much.
For it on DVD.
And what? VHS?
DVD and video. Yeah, that's what that
Vi-
meant back in the day. Oh boy,
DVD and VHS, man.
man.
Maybe I should buy a VHS copy.
There you go. So,
Too
Nick,
much,
you
too much playing on the internet, huh?
yeah. I mean, you finished us off, man. That's what we're starting the month with of July. Fear.com.
Oh, I love to finish everyone off.
And then next week, man, what are we talking about next week?
We are talking about 13 Ghosts, because next week is episode 13 of season 4. So I mean, 13 on 13, right? I don't know.
13 on 13, 30 going on 13.
It just
13
felt
going on 30.
right. It's very interesting because 13 is like one of those numbers. I mean, just about majority of the numbers like with 3 are like my favorite numbers. So I mean 13. It's funny that I got the 13 picks. Not only for 13 Ghosts, but I mean Fear.com is also the episode 13 for UHD.
Oh, 13 and 13.
But yeah, Fear.com, yeah. The other day I was trying to watch it, but I was getting like sidetracked. So or doing a review for an episode, I gotta be locked on.
Locked on.
This time I'm full on ready. But you see Deacon Frost, he plays it. I mean, I don't know, it's probably giving the spoilers. He's like a detective. He's that's supposed to be a good guy. I think I don't know how many movies he's actually been in. I mean, because I know him mainly for like Blade, and he came on the movie based off a video game called Alone in the Dark. And I don't know, I see him as an underrated, not just an underrated actor, but an underrated horror actor.
Underrated horror actor.
So I mean, he makes.
Go ahead.
Doesn't say he has a spot for UHD, right?
Yeah, Steven Dorff, man. I've never seen this movie. So I am looking into it. You can watch it free on Freevee. For those of you out there who watch what we
Freebie.
review, Freevee, yeah. Or it says Tubi. It says it's on Tubi as well.
Ooh, to be
So fear.com is what we're talking about. Wednesday, July the 6th.
6.
Yeah.
Lucky number 6.
And then next week, June 29th, 13 Ghosts. It's on Netflix.
On Netflix, yeah. Um, see, what was that? So what was that for like free view? Is that is that an app or is that just a website only?
I've never heard of it, to be honest with you. It's an app. Amazon Freevee. So yeah, there you go. Or you can check it out on go buy it on DVD.
Now my question to you is, which part are you going with?
Ooh, I don't know. It depends on
Put you
how
on the spot right there.
fast I can get it here.
Get it next tomorrow. I mean, yeah, like I said, I think it's on Amazon.
So it should be interesting.
That's right. I think yeah. Besides the movies to come, the course 500 sub stream coming up Saturday at 10 p.m. I guess that's all I got plug in. Honestly, I mean, if anything else you want to follow our social media accounts like Friday 14 Podcast UHD on Instagram. Follow me at the 4K Bad Guy. You can follow my lovely co-hosts on PH.
On the PH. on the Insta.
On the Insta, yeah.
One word.
Look,
podcast.
I just noticed I forgot I left the Funko Fat Guy's name on there, but you can follow him too.
Oh yeah, free plug-in. Look at that. Getting paid while he's at home, washing his tights. Old Batman line, by the way. But yeah, you can follow the social media, facebook.com/the Cinnamon Movie Podcast. Talk about Spawn next week. Should be fun.
Spawn.
And then bonus episodes come back a week from tomorrow, June 30th, 20th anniversary of Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. So excited. And then Saturday the 10-man stream live, 10 p.m. 10 man, 10 p.m.
For the lucky first two draws, numbers 1 and 2
Hey,
will enter first.
That's a fun idea. That's but yeah.
No, I mean I like the idea, but they feel it'll be weird for people like who are not used to doing like live streams or like starting things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I think maybe like the second week of July, maybe second Friday, maybe we can try to do a physical media touch stream. Touch my physical media stream.
I'll give you a.
Put your hands on my 4K.
Put your hand on my 4K. A little. I was gonna say sneak peek, but man, you already saw what I had in my hand, so I just like a preview of what's to come.
Oh yeah.
Touch my physical media.
It sounds like a dating app. touchmyphysicalmedia.com.
Touch it. Touch real slow and smooth. But yeah, it was overall the movie was a fun ride. Even though I mean, it's like I said early on in the show, parental advisory.
Yeah, for sure.
Not for kids at all. It's
But yeah, man, go check it out. It's on Paramount Plus. You can rent it on Amazon Prime, or just go get the physical media copy, whether it's the UK version or the American A24 version. So, and by the way, A24, if it's an A24 movie, it automatically gets 2.5 stars from me. So, doesn't matter what it is, 2.5 stars.
2.5 stars.
Yeah, automatic.
Well, it was a fun time like usual, but it's the part where we say our goodbyes. Until next time on Dragon Ball Z. Remember, folks, always bet on the real one. See y'all later.
A24